Hi guys, Sacriel here. Got a treat for you. This is footage of me as a chopper gunner as opposed to a pilot, and I fortunately find a very good pilot and we go on an absolute tear. In this video I'm going to commentate the whole thing from end to end, explain what I'm doing and why, explain some of my musings, and also explain some of the things that my opponents could have done to avoid dying so terribly. So when I load into the server, I jump straight into the attack chopper hoping to be the pilot, and it turns out I'm the gunner. We start to head towards the middle of the map. Generally speaking, your gunner can see below and around the chopper, and the pilot can see in front and above the chopper. So as a gunner, my responsibility is to scan the low half of the map to look for the enemy chopper, and we immediately find him. We fire our AA missile at him and he flares. He avoids our first barrage of attacks, but here you can see I land a pretty significant amount of autocannon hits. In my experience so far, it seems like you need to hit the pilot directly, and hits to the side of the chopper barely do damage. It seems like they've nerfed the autocannon damage to and from attack choppers to make the gunner less of a requirement to win the battle. I think this is a good move really. It means that your autogunner has to hit a significant amount of shots on the glass windshield of the chopper to actually kill the people inside. You can't just broadside an enemy chopper and take it down. So now that their attack chopper's out of the way, our only threat really is RPG laser teams, so we start to take the fight to their vehicles. The attack chopper is primarily a very effective anti-vehicle device, if you will, for our team. Very mobile, very evasive, and you can come out of nowhere and take an attack, an MBT, a main battle tank, out of action really quickly. So we're sticking around the middle of the map here, staying around C because that's where many of their tanks will be, and we just mop up their vehicles left, right and centre. Ideally you want to attack the tanks from the rear or the side. If you're attacking a tank from the rear, you can actually take them out in one single swipe if you land 10 of the 14 rockets and the majority of your autocannon hits. So here we're at Bravo, and they've got both their tanks there. You'll notice they're both sat by the glass, that means they're capturing the point. We lay out some pretty heavy damage. Now this tank driver actually makes a mistake here. He knows that we're smashing them with a chopper. At this point, all you'd need to do is drive towards us. Generally speaking, if you're being strafed by an attack chopper and you're in a tank, drive towards the attack chopper. The closer you are to the attack chopper, the more the attack chopper has to dive to actually hit you with its primary weapon, the rocket pods, and the more likely it is to pull out of the attack or actually smash into the floor. So he had plenty of time to move here. He doesn't move and he pays the price. You'll notice the other tank there clearly knows that there's an attack chopper hovering around. He really should be positioning himself so that we can't strafe him. Around Bravo there are lots of shops that can offer you shelter from attacks from above. He doesn't choose to take any of those options, and he also pays a price. So primarily we're flying around the map taking out all their vehicles. Once we've taken out their tanks and LAVs, we head over to Charlie. While Charlie's in the air, it is just a pile, it's just a massive pinata of points for your attack chopper. We fly around their attack chopper. As you can see, we're getting squad wipe medals and massacring their infantry. You think after a while they'd realise that you can't just send infantry to Charlie rooftops while the attack chopper's up, but they don't seem to learn that lesson quick enough. When we wipe out one side of the rooftop there, we head over to the other side, and I see this. Look at all those juicy points. So for some reason their guys aren't paying much attention to the chopper. They quickly learn their lesson, and towards the end of the game they start lasing us indefinitely. But they make some pretty big mistakes there. Not much coordination between the teams. It's very easy to just type on the team chat, can someone take that chopper out, and until it's down, let's not go to Charlie. Here, their attack chopper actually does something quite clever. They approach us just as we've finished a massive strafing run. I'm on ammunition choke and my pilot's on ammunition choke. That would have been the perfect time to attack our attack chopper. Unfortunately for the enemy team, our team was on point on the roof there and immediately RPG him out of the sky. So we take the fight over to Echo. Echo is usually quite a staging point for the enemy team. It's where a lot of their vehicles spawn and their tanks get rolling, so we go over there and attack their boat. It's really crucial if you're attacking the enemy boat that you wipe it out like we did there with a really specific, precise attack where the majority of all your munitions hit. The boat has got 2 miniguns and also has a lock-on missile on the roof, and it can very easily smash your chopper out of the sky. So we head back over to Bravo. Basically I'm scanning the minimap looking for all the vehicles. We really need to be keeping their vehicles under check so that our infantry don't have to waste too much infantry budget on engineers with rocket launchers to deal with these tanks and vehicles. As you can see, we're getting really nice strafes on the rear of the tanks. The majority of our strikes really cripple their vehicles in the first pass, or in most cases destroy them in the first pass, which is really the hallmark of a decent chopper pilot team. If you're destroying enemy vehicles with ease, you're doing your team a great favour. One attack chopper is basically the equivalent destructive power of 10 flying engineers with rocket launchers. And that's why it's such a good vehicle. It's very efficient. Our team has basically had 2 infantry taken from the floor, and put in the sky, and we're just wiping out swathes of enemy vehicles left, right and centre. Now you see there we took out the enemy transport chopper with AA missiles, flipped it upside down. Now a lot of people are used to Battlefield 3 where you hit something with AA missiles and you think, lol, he's dead. In this, as you can see, their transport chopper wasn't dead and it was actually getting repaired and still firing at us with the minigun. Unless you see a vehicle explode, especially a chopper, don't presume it's dead. Countless times I've been hit with AA, smashed into a wall, bailed out of my chopper, only to just land next to the chopper on the floor with my parachute, get back in and take off again. It's really a common mistake that a lot of people make. When they see a chopper on fire, they think it's down. You actually get the on fire animation even when you have lots of health left, and you can simply land and recover without even needing to repair. So again, we're on the hunt for the enemy vehicles, trying to make sure that we get some passes on them. That's why we stick around D and E a lot, to make sure that their vehicles aren't really getting to the sea island, so they can start to move over to our flags. If you look on the map, we control most of the map here. Now here we're heading up to the high building. You see this building in front of me? This building has a lift shaft, which means infantry can access it from the ground. As an attack chopper, you need to regularly check the buildings which have easy access to the roofs via the lift shafts, because that's where lots of engineers and snipers will go and easily RPG you out of the sky. Now you can see we're taking damage here. That's from their transport chopper over there. So we need to head over and try and take that out. Transport choppers can be a real pain. He flares the first AA missile, so I strafe him pretty hard with the autocannons there. And then we manage to get a second AA missile off while his flares are on cooldown, and he goes straight into a nosedive. Now again, you see him on fire, you see him nosediving, it'll be really easy to assume that he died, but you really should double check, because it's very easy to jump out of a flailing chopper, and when the chopper hits the ground with no people inside it, it tends to survive the crash for some reason. I think the physics change when there's players in there. Right, so back over towards D and E, slaughter the enemy that are on the roofs. Again, permanently keeping an eye out for enemy vehicles. Infantry can kill infantry, only a few of the infantry types can kill vehicles, so primarily as a chopper you really need to be finding those enemy vehicles and keeping them under control for your team. Slaughtering their LAV here. One thing you'll notice, or maybe not notice, in this video, I never reload. That's actually a mistake. This was a video from a while back when I didn't realise that when you reload, you actually put your spare ammunition back into your reload cycle, which means you can actually end up with quite a lot of backed up ammunition if you reload. So don't be like me, reload properly and you'll have a lot more ammunition. Here we're in a nice face-to-face attack with the enemy chopper. It was actually lasing us, so we had to retreat behind a building. And the best time to, or one of the best times to ambush an enemy chopper is when you go behind a building. Instead of keeping your momentum and continuing in that path, stop dead, turn round and raise. Because when they come round the building, they will want forward momentum to keep up with you. Forward momentum means they're facing down and they'll be losing altitude. So if they turn that corner and you're actually above them, it's really hard for them to recover from that. The chopper that's higher in a fight will tend to win the firefight. Another Me Gusta moment when we find an entire fire team sat on top of this roof. I like the way they all scramble towards a lift shaft for salvation, but they don't quite make it. We do actually get lased all the way through this video. You're not seeing a lot of it because I'm editing them in bits. I'm editing out the bits where we're just flying around and hiding from being lased. Another nice clean tank kill there. But every time we're getting lased, this chopper pilot's really good. He's dipping below buildings, turning corners so that we can keep out of that lased target and figure out which building it's coming from. In the end, they do eventually get so angry that they set up, as you can see here, an entire team of stingers. So we get hit by the first stinger. Their attack chopper, or sorry, transport chopper, is circling us at the same time. We're about 500 meters away from that stinger team now, but we actually get hit with the second stinger. from a pretty long distance away. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please remember, if you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button for more content like this. Please remember to leave your comments in the comment section below. Do you think choppers are overpowered, underpowered? Did the enemy team not have enough anti-chopper dedicated people? We took on their attack chopper multiple times and killed it each time, so they did try with the attack chopper, but they weren't able to beat us. Either way, it was a blast to make this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you learned a couple of things. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.